Welcome to Bruce Hurwitz Presents Meet the Experts. I'm your host, Bruce Hurwitz of Hurwitz Strategic Staffing. You can find us on the web at hsstaffing.com. I hope you'll consider us for all your staffing, career counseling, and speech writing needs. I am joined today by Richard Jacobs. We're going to be discussing AI-powered custom-tailored pillows. Meet the Experts is sponsored by P&K CPAs. P&K is a full-service accounting firm. They provide accounting and consulting services to businesses ranging from startups to small and mid-cap companies to nonprofits as well as high-net-worth individuals. Contact them today for a free consultation at pk-cpas.com or call them at 973-882-8810. They will be happy to be of service. Richard, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Bruce. Glad to be here.
Please take a moment or two and introduce yourself to our viewers.
My name is Richard Jacobs. My main business is I do a podcast myself on future technology. I also run a company that provides marketing for attorneys, and I have a recent venture where because of all the sleep problems I've had over the years, I wanted to fix it. So I've invented a AI-powered custom-tailored pillow to help solve that.
And that begs the first question, what is an AI-powered pillow?
Yeah, so you know how we have prescription eyeglasses? You don't just pick up any eyeglasses, out of the store unless you're cheap and you go to maybe Walgreens and get the readers.
Yeah.
Well, when you go to get a pillow, the width of my shoulders may be very different from the width of your shoulders or someone else's shoulders. And yet you go to the store or online and they have small, medium, large, king, queen pillows. There's no specifics for people. So having had problems sleeping for many years and being frustrated, my head's too low or my head's too high, I said to my wife once, they really need to make a custom tailored pillow that's tuned to the thickness of your actual measurements. So that's where the AI comes in. So someone wants a pillow, we have an app where you'll take a picture of yourself and here's the AI. The machine vision will measure the distance between shoulder and side of neck if you're a side sleeper to make a custom thickness. Then if I get you on profile view, I look from the back of your head to the back of your shoulders. Some people are very straight up. Some people are very far forward. So this makes, again, a custom thickness pillow for side or back sleepers. And that's where the AI comes in, because you can't just tell looking at a picture of somebody what their dimensions are.
Now, this is a business show. And as you are no doubt very well aware, it is almost impossible these days to turn on the television without seeing the commercial for MyPillow, which I'm sure is a fine product. How do you compete with something like that? When you're getting started and you're going after somebody who, you're not going after the man, you're going after as part of his market share. Nothing wrong with that. How do you prepare for that?
Well, this pillow is not for people that sleep well and have no problems. This pillow is for people that have problems. They snore. Their partner says they can't sleep in the bed with them, which a lot of people, that's what they've told me, ashamedly. Like the partner says, I got to leave after an hour. I can't sleep with you, Same with my family. People that have apnea, they stop breathing during the night, which can kill you or lead to all kinds of horrible medical problems. People that are just uncomfortable, they can't sleep. It takes them 2 hours to fall asleep. So this is not for just people that are fine and just want like a nice fluffy pillow. This is people that have problems sleeping. So when I tell people about the idea, if you sleep well, which is usually younger people, they go, oh, that's cool. If you have problems, you go, oh, I have neck problems. I have this. That would be great. That's the two responses I get. So there's room in the market. People need help.
Okay, so this is different. This is actually pseudo-medical.
Yeah, I can't make medical claims because I'd have to do a clinical trial.
I said pseudo. Now, are you trying to get insurance to pay for this?
Again, to be a medically approved device is a long road. We've been selling them overseas, just again, with the marketing and advertising, and we're getting like a tremendous response. People are saying they have less neck pain. They're waking up fewer times in the night. Their spouses are saying the snoring is diminished quite a bit. So we're getting great results. Here, same thing, but the insurance play is a little bit far off. It's going to be a bit.
The reason I asked is, what's the difference between a pillow that solves a medical problem and a back brace or a knee brace that solves a medical problem? And per the advertisements, you can get insurance for the braces. So that's why I thought of that.
If it's considered to be a medical device and there are different classes of that, then you can make claims, but you have to have clinical trials, FDA approval, etc. So this doesn't have FDA approval. We don't have a clinical trial yet. In the future, I want to get that done. And then when you do a clinical trial, they're expensive and time consuming, and they're usually only for a specific condition. So that's in the future, but again, it takes a while to get there.
And as I know from some former colleagues, it is a lot of fun.
Definitely, right.
I want to.
It doesn't stop you from helping people, though. No. Now without it being a medical device. So.
No, of course not. I want to share some of the slides that you prepared. Now, you call this the Good Night's Sleep Project.
Right.
Explain what you mean by a project. How is this? Is this like a nonprofit that you've got going on? Why project?
Well, project is like a goal. So the goal is a good night's sleep every night of the week if possible. So that's where the name came from. Instead of the good night's sleep goal, the project, it's an ongoing effort to help people get a good night's sleep every night of the week if possible. So that's where the name comes from.
Now, I'm going to be a little bit nasty.
Okay.
Here is the picture of the person who is sleeping properly and happy. And here's the picture of the person who is miserable. Now, this reminds me of these infomercials for any product you want, where the person is, I don't know, they're hawking the latest can opener. And all of a sudden, everything goes black and white, and the person can't open up a can of tuna fish, and everything goes flying, and they cut themselves, and then it goes color, and you have this new can opener that's the greatest invention since sliced bread. Now, no one actually sleeps like this guy. No one,
right?
So it's a bit of an exaggeration, but this is from the marketing perspective, I get your point.
Well, if I showed you, so the actual difference of someone sleeping properly aligned versus someone's head, maybe 5 degrees inclined or declined, right, is very subtle. If I showed you that exactly in the pictures, you might have to go and look, and it wouldn't be effective. So marketing is marketing. You have to show pictures like this. I can tell you that when you lay down, a difference of 3 or 4 degrees, you feel it. And the experience people have when they lay on the pillow, when it's right, they go, that feels pretty good. But it's very subtle. So it's hard to communicate subtlety just with pictures.
Agreed. I get it. This picture, though, we've got a man with 3 pillows. He's got the one that he's hugging, but there's another one below that. So what's the significance of the pillow that's under the pillow?
The only real significance, Bruce, is that you wanted some quick slides. We doctored them up.
Okay.
Frankly, it could have been it could have been more realistic, but this is just for your presentation. So
all right. So let's take a different track, and we won't look at the pictures anymore. This is important for me, this subject, personally, because I had a lot of trouble sleeping. I would wake up and I would be in agony. And one day, all of a sudden, I got smart, and I realized that I was sleeping on a mattress that was 30 years old.
Mm.
And I said, maybe it's not the pillow, although my neck was hurting me, my back was also hurting me. So I couldn't actually see it, but maybe the springs, because this was a 30-year-old mattress, and these were the good old days of the coil springs, that was the problem. So I bought a new mattress, and problem solved. Now, what's the relationship between the mattress and the pillow?
Yeah, both are important. What I've studied is I've weighed, hundreds of people on a mattress. So your hip area is about 68% of your weight. Your shoulder area is like 30 some odd percent, and your head's only 7 or 8%. So if you think about it, over time, the center of the mattress where your hips are will deform the most because of the weight. Then the shoulder, then the head. So you end up sleeping uphill over time, if you notice that. So with the right mattress, now you're back to flat. So that's why you experience that. So if you imagine your head on a pillow, as your mattress gets softer, your head starts to go like this. So that's why you get that pain. So the two are important. Another thing you may notice is if anyone's gotten a new mattress, the existing pillow you have may now all of a sudden not work. It may be too low because mattresses usually start out firmer than they end up being because they haven't been laid upon. So the two are critical. If you want to look at it in terms of price, $2,000, $3,000 and up for a mattress, $200 for a pillow or less, it's a huge difference. But, even with a bad mattress, the right pillow can help you, but it is ideal to have both in place.
Well, I was chuckling when you were talking about the hips and what they do to the mattress, because the first mattress I bought was not that expensive, and it lasted about 3-4 months. And sure enough, there was a sag in the middle, and it was worse than the previous one. And then on July 4th, there was a sale. I won't say what company. And I didn't spend thousands of dollars, but I think I spent $500. And this mattress is a firm mattress, and it's not sagging. And it's I shouldn't have played games. I learned my lesson. But what you said about the pillows is interesting, because I agree with you. The problem wasn't, though, that the mattress was now flat. It was the height of the mattress, because a 30-year-old mattress was, I think, 6 inches. And the new mattresses are 8.5, 9 inches. And that's a couple inches may not seem like much, but when you're used to getting out of bed and lying in bed and having the headrest in a certain or your head vis-a-vis the pillow vis-a-vis the headrest at a certain location, a couple inches is a big deal. So we've talked about pillows, we've talked about mattresses, talk about the headrest.
Well, let me tell you why a couple inches is a big deal. Your trachea, your throat, your esophagus, it's less than an inch wide. So if you imagine a garden hose, from what I've seen online in the literature, it's 0.6 to 1 inches in circumference, in diameter, sorry. So imagine if you're sleeping and your airway gets compromised 1/4 of an inch on the left and 1/4 of an inch on the right. It's now almost completely closed, which leads to snoring. I have to work hard to breathe. I have to go, or it may close off my throat and I just don't breathe and I get apnea. So there's not much that's needed to really close off your airway. Without your airway, you're dead. But even with a compromised, compressed airway, you know what happens with a hose when you kink it. So same thing with your airway, you're breathing when you're sleeping. That's the root cause of a lot of sleep problems. So if you're not aligned properly, if you're like this and your shoulders like this, and you're very quickly, your throat gets compressed. And I've seen this happen with dozens and dozens and dozens of people. So it's critical to have that head at the right alignment on the pillow if I'm side sleeping, or back or forward if I'm sleeping forward. So that's important you brought it up.
On the picture that you prepared, the slide, it looks like it's a foam headrest. I have a cushioned headrest. I have a cast iron headrest. This thing has no give at all. And when I will go to a hotel and they have a cushioned headrest, you know, it's a different mattress, it's a different pillow, it's a different feel because I read in bed. It's a different feel than the cast iron. How is there any significance in your mind to the type of headrest that you have?
Yeah, it needs to accomplish a bunch of things. So you have trade-offs here. It can't be too soft because then your head mushes into it. And if you're a side sleeper, you'll tend to move forward too. So if it's too soft, you'll end up like this in the pillow. So it has to be firm where your head doesn't go forward as you relax. It has to be not too firm so it doesn't hurt your ear, which happens. It really can hurt the cartilage in your ear. So it needs to be soft enough there, but it has to support your head from, again, moving in the wrong spot. So our pillow is not all foam. There is a foam core in it, but there is fiber surrounding it. And the design of it, if you notice, it goes from thick to thin. It tapers.
Okay.
The reason for that is if I start you out with a flat pillow and you lay on it, the part your head lays on goes in. If I start with a tapered pillow like this and you lay on it, now it, with the weight of your head, makes it go flat. So that's why the pillow has specifically been designed and patented this way. It starts out as a wedge, and then you lay on it, it goes flat. So it's all deliberate how it was made.
Now, does it keep that shape, or does it return to the original shape and then reaccommodate the head of the person who's using it?
At first, it's like anything else. It'll return to its previous shape, and then when you lay on it, it'll be perfect. Over time, it wears to be, the right spot for you. It's not going to last forever, but because of the foam core and the design, it tends to last a lot longer than other pillows, because other pillows don't have that. The material in it is soft, and it gets compressed over months, and eventually it's too thin for you. So this, from what I've seen in experimentation and with customers, it lasts a lot longer because of the design and the filler. Won't last forever. Nothing will, but it lasts longer.
It almost sounds in a way like someone's comfortable chair that they've sat on forever, and when they finally have to get rid of it because nothing lasts forever, the new chair, it's just not comfortable because the cushions no longer match the person's body.
Yeah, like I told you about the mattress. If you go to the store and you find the perfect mattress for you, when you get that thing home, it's going to feel too hard because in the store, people have been laying on it for a year and it's gotten softened up. So when you get it home, no one's laid on it. So it takes a couple weeks to break it in. With the pillow, it's not that long. It does take probably 2 or 3 days, but it takes a little bit to break it in. There's almost no getting around that.
It's funny that you say that because the second time around, when I learned my lesson, I started to read some of the reviews on mattresses. And most of the negative reviews for the mattress that I got, the 1-star and the 2-star, were written by people who had purchased the mattress literally hours earlier or a couple days earlier, and there's no way that you can judge something like a mattress after only a day or two. Same for a pillow, because you're so used to one thing. Now, the fact that you're used to it is psychological to a great extent. That's your pillow, that's your chair, that's what you know, that's what you're comfortable with. But I'm assuming that there is also a physical reality to this, and that it's not only that your brain thinks that you're comfortable, you really are. And if there were electrodes placed wherever to show blood flow in order to prove that the pillow was helping and it wasn't just psychosomatic, you could prove that. Am I correct?
Well, what we did with the pillow is you can zip it open and remove the filler or add the filler. And we tell you how to do that in the instructions, because over time it will compress and it may get to the point where it's not thick enough anymore. So we give you an extra filler bag and we tell you to add 2 handfuls and then beat up the pillow. And that usually solves it, which makes it last even longer. But usually with the AI, it's dialed in pretty well. So again, people are happy with it. And I wanted to make it fixable, not just, oh, now the pillow's compressed, I can't use it anymore. Or if we got it wrong and it's a little bit too thick, you could take out a little bit. And again, the response I get, and I've tried this with people, is when you get it right, they go, that's pretty good. Yeah, it's comfortable. And if you're comfortable, you fall asleep faster and sleep better. So that's all this has been thought of and engineered in, because I've had endless problems with sleep.
Now, there is an app, and I have no idea how it works, but there is an app that you can use to order eyeglasses. And somehow or other, it can spot that, the dot that I forget what it's called, that the optometrist puts on the lens of the glasses you're buying, which shows the location of your pupil. And you can do it looking into a computer and looking into your smartphone. There are apps that you can use, and you just point it at yourself, and it will give you your measurements, and then you can order a tailored outfit. That's the same technology that you're using. What else? People are afraid of AI, and I want to end on a positive, because most people think, and there's a great book that I recommend called AI Superpowers. I forget the gentleman's first. Thank you. It's a great book. And one of the things that he says is that jobs are not necessarily going to be eliminated, only parts of jobs. There's still some things that a human will have to do. So the example I like to give is a diagnostician. Yeah, the computer is going to be able to diagnose you with this medical condition, but it's going to take a human being to tell you and explain it to you in such a way that you're not going to panic. A robot, it ain't going to work. Simple as that. What message does your new company tell the world about the importance of AI and how they should interact, how they should feel about AI?
This is purely a computer assisting you to get the right prescription, in this case, a prescription pillow, essentially. It's just like prescription eyeglasses. There's no intelligence behind the AI instead of just being able to dial that in for you. With the pillow specifically, so like if you need a pillow, what are your alternatives? You can go to the store, feel the pillows. Does this one feel right? I don't know. Yeah, I think so. Or you can go online, Amazon, whatever, and buy one, but you have no clue if it fits you. The whole goal here is to make it easy for the customer. I just take a picture of myself, have someone take a picture, and I know it's right. That's it. So that's the AI part. That's the smart part. It's not thinking for you. It's not, analyzing your sleep. It's not doing any of that stuff. There are products that are working on that. This is purely like, I want to use AI to make this thing tuned in right, so you sleep right off the bat, and you sleep better. That's the goal.
Richard, we are almost out of time. I want to put up one final slide of your contact information. And what's the takeaway that you want? First, I want to thank you for having come on, of course. What's the takeaway for our viewers? What do you want them to know about the importance of having a good pillow? a custom tailored pillow.
Yeah, if everyone knows what it's like to get a crappy night's sleep, and everyone knows what it's like to get a great night's sleep. If you're not getting a good night's sleep at least 5 of the 7 nights a week, I want to help you get there. If it's because you're snoring and your wife can't sleep in the bed with you, or your partner, if you have apnea, if you just wake up tired, if you have insomnia, my goal is to not cure that, but to help mitigate it. So if you're wearing custom eyeglasses, which most people are, you wouldn't just wear any eyeglasses, or if you're just wearing any old clothes that aren't your size, you want a pillow that is your size with your measurements. That's what this does for you. And it'll help you, again, wake up fewer times during the night. It may help you sleep substantially better, and it may help impact you in a good way. And if I can get you from, 2 good nights a week to 5 good nights a week, I'm happy. That's helped your life, and you'll feel a lot better. That's the whole goal of this pillow. And I can do it without it being crazy expensive, and without you having to, do all this computer stuff. It's a mechanical, physical solution that's easy to use. You just go to sleep.
Amen to that. Richard, thank you so much for coming on.
No problem, Bruce. Thanks.
Thank you for watching. And as always, please keep focused on success.